Well, good morning, YouTubers, future car dealers, present car dealers. I wanted to talk this morning a little bit about a couple of videos, and I don't really go through most people's channel unless I'm looking for something in particular. But I did browse through yesterday a couple of other channels. People that are fans on mine and comment, I go back and I look at those. This morning I wanted to talk about which cars never to buy at auction. I saw a couple of videos yesterday where guys and primarily mechanics are putting out there, don't buy this car, don't buy this car. And so that kind of leads to my subject this morning about being a car man. You can't call yourself a car man or a car dealer if you have a fear about which certain cars to buy. That's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard in my life. Stay away from certain Dodges, stay away from Chevys, or stay away from just any car. How dare anybody call themselves a car man if they're going to stay away from a buy? And so that, I want to tell you a little story about what happened to me. I want to go back to 1980. I was working a Honda store out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and in this Honda store, the used car manager, I bought him a lot of cars, furnished a lot of his inventory. I was his buyer, and in turn, of course, I got most of the trade-ins that came into this Honda store. And so one day I'm sitting at lunch, and my phone rings, and it was my used car manager at the Honda store. And his very first words, I'll never forget, he said, "Well, here's your opportunity to back up your claim that you will buy anything." And so I said, "Okay, what have you got?" I've got a Lancia. Customers bought a Lancia up here, wants to trade in on a Honda. I have no idea what a Lancia is worth, and I need you to put a dollar amount on it because you're going to own it for what you say it's worth, and I'm going to trade for it for this Honda. I did not know what a Lancia was, never heard of a Lancia. Had no idea, but I had to back up my claim that I would buy any of the trade-ins that he would allow me to buy. I was not going to cherry pick his inventory. There was not going to be a situation where I would not put an offer in on a car, excuse me, that he was trying to trade for. Nobody in Murfreesboro, Tennessee even knew what a Lancia was. And so I finished my lunch and went into the dealership and looked at the car. The car had 11,000 miles on it. And it was like new. Lancia. No idea. That's the only identification that it had on it was Lancia. So I put a number on the car, and lo and behold, he was able to trade for this car. Now, I had no market for a Lancia. No, I had nobody to sell it to, nowhere to go with the car at all. So I owned this Lancia, and so I decided that I better hit the phones and find me a market for this car. And so I did. I got on the phones, and I found out that Lancia, and some of you may know this, most of you may know this, I didn't know it, but it was a Fiat project. And so, Fiat, not a big marketer here. I mean, in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, not at all. And so I started shopping around, and I finally found in Jacksonville, Florida, a Fiat dealer who was importing Lancias. Now, Lancia was no longer available in the United States, and at that time, they were very, very, very limited. And so I found this Fiat dealer in Jacksonville that was importing Lancias, got on the phone and told him that I was a Honda wholesaler in Murfreesboro. I had traded for this Lancia. I had no idea what it was, other than it was a nice 11,000 mile car. And so I said, it's brand new. There's no way I can call it over the phone other than it being brand new. And, you know, we talked a few minutes and explained that, you know, I was a pretty major wholesaler at that time. And, you know, I called the car. I said, I'll send the car to Florida. And if it's not like I say it is, you send the car back. But you tell me what the car's worth if it arrives on your lot just like I called it. By calling, you know, no paint work on the car whatsoever, no odors, no interior stains. This was a brand new, like new 11,000 mile car. And he said, if the car's like you say it is, if it gets here, I'll give you $7,600 for it. Okay, well, I had put a $5,000 bid on it and was able to trade for it by putting $5,000 in real money in the car. So there's a $2,600 wholesale profit, and the only thing that's coming out of my profit was the transportation to Florida. I knew the car was going to, and back in those days, we called most of our cars over the telephone, especially late model cars like that, easy to call. Hey, all you've got to do is put a slick detail on it. It's retail ready to hit the lot. So I had a $2,600 profit made on that car at that time. And because I knew the car was going to back up the claims that I had made. And so I had the $7,600 offer. You know, I was actually kind of bored at the time, and I decided to drive this car down to Jacksonville from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and really just get the story on the Lancia. Not that I thought I would ever trade for one again or be buying one again. I just wanted the story on the Lancia. So I did. I actually drove the car from Murfreesboro, Tennessee to Jacksonville, Florida, about a 10-hour drive, and met the used car manager. Of course, the car was just like I called it. Went inside with the title, and he wrote me a check for the car, and actually gave me a ride to the nearest auto auction because I needed to buy something to come home in. I had no return trip planned. I just knew that I was going to get there with one car, and I would buy one from him, or I would buy one at the auction and come home in it, which is exactly what I did. I drove the car to Jacksonville, picked up my check for that, had him drop me off at the auction, and bought a Toyota Supra, drove it back to Nashville, sold it to my Honda dealer for about $1,000 profit. So the 3-day, 4-day turnaround netted me $3,000 to $4,000 wholesale. Now, the point of this story is that I want to get to you on, when I see these videos, never buy this, never buy, don't call yourself a car man if you run away from offering anything on any car. If you're going to be in the business, be in the business. Now, you want to buy every car with caution. I don't care what brand it is, what kind of reputation you have on them. Make the car stand itself. Buy the car as cheap as you can buy it. But you don't want the reputation from anybody out there that says, well, oh, such and such out here will not buy. He won't give you anything from a Nissan because he just doesn't like Nissan. You're going to ruin your business. You've got to have the reputation out there that you will actually put a dollar amount of value on any car that's manufactured. There is always an ask for every seat that's put out there. Fiat Lancia, even though there's not a big market here for them, there's a market in Italy for them. Trust me, there is a market in Italy for Fiat Lancias. And would I buy another one? Of course I would buy another Fiat Lancia. But I wouldn't buy a Lancia over a Nissan Rogue or a Nissan. You know, we particularly sell a lot of Nissan Rogues here. That doesn't mean that I won't buy anything but Nissan Rogues. So if you're going to call yourself a car man, my point is be a car man. And that's any car, anywhere. Never be afraid to put a dollar amount on a car that you will buy, and let it be known to your used car managers. I mean, we really do have that reputation. Even as small as we are now, we have that reputation. Hey, you're going to get an offer on it from here. So these naysayers out here that tell you what to stay away from, don't listen to their bullshit, because that is just utter bullshit, that they think they know it all and they can predict the future. I know one thing about this business. It's a chance every day. It's luck every day. It's courage every day. It's never missing an opportunity every day. I have some people that are out there that wonder why I'm doing Uber. And I had one clown actually make, well, why would you go to that trouble to sell a car that you're eventually going to sell anyway? Well, this is mentality that has no business in the car business. Yeah, you're going to sell every car that you put in stock anyway, sometime. But the object of it is sell it today. Not that you're going to sell anyway, sometime. The object is sell it today and replace it today. Buy another one today and do all this. You're never going to grow into anything if you don't increase your volume. So these clowns out here that are saying, you know, why do Uber or why do Lyft or why go to all this trouble to sell a car that you're going to sell anyway? Well, again, like I said, that is the dumbest comment that I've ever heard, because, you know, that's a given. You are going to sell it anyway somewhere. But every chance that we have to put another number on our board here, we take that. This is what used car dealers do. When you're going from car flipping to getting your dealer's license, if you don't change that mentality, you can hang that up. It's not going to work for you. Never miss a marketing opportunity. Never miss an opportunity to buy any kind of car, regardless of what it is. Never miss an opportunity. With that being said, I want to thank you for joining me. Please like and share this channel.